Hey everyone, I'm Kurt, and welcome to the Thrifty Traveler's Kitchen. If you're new here, it sure is nice to have you come along. I hope my ideas inspire you so that you can prep up some meals for one to take on the road, or even just for having at home. I'm going to show you a couple quick and easy ways that you can prepare them, either using a rice cooker, or today I thought I'd do a split screen. I'm going to prep some up so that you can just reheat them in the microwave, and then you can make up your mind which way you want to go and which way is going to serve you best. In an earlier video that I had, it's all about the sausage. I showed you how to make these really neat little individual pork kofta sausages. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to put it together in a meal that you can take on the road with you. So let me just pop this in the freezer. And we're going to get started with the flavor bomb for these dishes. And it's going to be a smoked paprika, sweet pepper, red pepper sauce that we're going to put together and pop them into some little individual freezer trays, like an ice cube tray, so that we can pop them into the dishes when we seal them up and get them ready to go into the freezer. So whether you're going to have the pop it in a microwave, heat it up in 2 or 3 minutes and have a hot meal, or whether you're going to pop it into a freezer bag and cook it off into a rice cooker and have a meal in 20 minutes, I'm going to show you both ways to get it done. So let's start with getting the peppers ready to go into the oven so we can roast them off and get a nice char on them. I've got 3 really nice sweet red peppers here. So let's start by getting them prepped up to go onto a tray. I'm going to pop them in my toaster oven on the top shelf on the hottest temperature so we can get a nice char on them. They're probably going to be in there for about 5 or 10 minutes. So we definitely want to just slice them in half, open them up, remove all the seeds and the pith. And then we're going to lay them on the tray, skin side up, so we can get them all roasted off. There we go, guys. I just had to pull those out of the oven. I wasn't able to fit them in my toaster oven, so I put them in my oven. Got a really nice char on there, and while they're nice and hot right out of the oven, we're going to throw them into a bowl here, and we're going to let that heat continue to steam the peppers and soften them up even a little bit more. And pop a lid on there, and we'll give it another 10 minutes inside that bowl. And then we'll come back and we'll peel all that skin off there and get ready to put everything into the blender. Our peppers have had a chance to steam, so now we should be able to just reach in there and easily just peel that skin right off. Grab a hold of that, peel it off. Look at that. Throw those nice chunks of roasted pepper right into that blender. I found just using my knife across the top like that was the easiest way of getting all that skin off. It's a little more stuck on there than I thought it would be. But job done. Now we can add the rest of our ingredients and get this blended up so we can create our nice little smoked red pepper sauce. Okay, so tidy that up a little bit. So with our lovely roasted peppers here, we're going to add 2 cloves of garlic, or 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. And then we're going to add 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of fresh squeezed lemon juice. If you don't have fresh lemon juice, you can use the bottled stuff from the store. That's fine. So now we're going to add our smoked paprika. I've got 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika. And I have a half teaspoon of ground cumin. We have a half teaspoon of salt to start with. We'll adjust for taste after we blend up our sauce. And then a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. So we'll pop the lid on there and we'll blitz up our sauce. I'm using my Vitamix to do this. If you don't have a high-powered blender like that, a regular blender or a food processor will work just fine. Grab ourselves a little spoon here, give it a taste. Oh, wow. That's nice. It doesn't need any more salt. That's a really nice sweet flavor. So I'll just pour it into our little container here. Get these portions ready, and then we'll pop them into the freezer. And then we'll be back to put the rest of the dish together. Now these will have to be in the freezer for about 4 hours to overnight. I'm going to actually leave these overnight, and then I'll be back tomorrow to put the dishes together for you. Okay, guys, so I've got the smoky roasted pepper sauce frozen in these cute little cubes here. Let's just pop them out. Woo! I think these containers are great. They're the perfect size. I think there's a lot of videos about these super cubes and how to use them. I've just recently started using them. I've got 2 different sizes. I've got these little cube ones, and then I've got the 1 cup size. I love them. I think I'm going to add to my collection. There we go. We got those cubes out of there. I'm going to pop those back in the freezer so that they're ready for us when we do our final assembly on our dishes. And they'll be ready to go as a little flavor bomb into each and every dish. Okay, guys, so in a previous video, I showed you how to make the pork sausage kofta recipe and put it into the freezer where it's pressed into individual little bites that can be easily broken apart. We're going to use that in our rice cooker recipe, where I'm going to be putting 4 of these into each individual vacuum bag so that it can be prepared in a rice cooker in a hotel room. But I thought I'd do a quick refresher here because we're going to use the fresh sausage. We're going to cook it off so it's ready for the take it and reheat it in a microwave. So let's quickly go through that recipe one more time. Put this back in the freezer for now. So we have 1 pound of ground pork. Into that ground pork, we're going to go 1½ tablespoons of dried parsley, 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of coriander. I've got 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon and 1/4 teaspoon of allspice. Then we have a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. And we have a teaspoon of salt. So yeah, there's quite a few herbs and spices in there, but that's what's going to make this sausage really great for this recipe. So get your hands in there and get that all mixed together. Once this is mixed together, we're going to set it aside, let all those flavors blend. Now, if you want, you can make this sausage overnight, leave it in the refrigerator, let all these flavors combine. But if you're going to use it right away, let it sit for at least 15 minutes. It's going to rehydrate those dried spices and herbs and help impart their flavor into the sausage mix. I think I've got that mixed up pretty good. So I'll set that aside. I'm going to pop it in the refrigerator. And while that's bringing all those flavors together, I'm going to show you how to put together a lemon garlic rice in the rice cooker that we're going to make for our microwave dishes. So much to think of and so much to keep straight. This is difficult. Who said that making videos would be so hard? Anyway, I've got that ready to go. So give me a moment. I'll get everything ready to go, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to step up our rice a little bit because I'm going to do it in a frying pan and warm it up, saute it with some onions, some garlic, some lemon zest prior to putting it into the rice cooker. So we're just going to toast it off and give it a little bit more of a nutty flavor. It's going to be really enjoyable. Trust me. Okay, so while that sausage is in the fridge getting all those flavors all marinated up there together, let's start with our rice. So in our pan, a little fry pan here, we're going to start with a knob of butter, probably about a tablespoon, maybe a tablespoon and a half. We'll get that melted down. Then we're going to add 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. This is minced garlic that I picked up into the freezer. Pop that in there, get those aromatics going. Then I have a half cup of chopped onion, minced onion, that I prepped up in the freezer. Get that broke down. Oh, you can smell the aromatics in there already. Nothing beats the smell of fried onions and garlic, let me tell you. Slippery little devil. There we go. Oh, I wish those around for about 30 seconds. Get those aromatics going. And I've got 2 cups of rinsed rice. This is just jasmine long grain rice. Whee! And then we're just gonna toast off that rice a little bit. Get that mixed around. The idea now is to just leave it for about a minute or so. Let that rice get a chance to start to crust up, to get a nice little brown toast on it. Then we'll move it around and let it go again. Here we go, guys. We got some nice little toasty bits starting to happen here. That's about as far as I want to take it, so we're going to add a little bit more flavor to it. I've got lemon rind from about, I'd say half of a lemon. Mix that in there, and then I've got the juice of half a lemon. It's about 2 tablespoons. Mix that into our rice. We'll turn off that heat. Hopefully you can see that on camera, on nice little toasty bits of rice in there. Just going to add a whole new flavor profile to the rice. It's nice little toastiness, kind of a nutty flavor. I'm just going to move this over to the side a little bit here. And we'll bring in our rice cooker pot. Now this rice cooker here is my old go-to. It's been around the block a few times, but it still works great. So we're going to take all that rice and scoop it into the rice cooker. And we're just going to cook it just like we would any normal rice in a rice cooker. So you can either at this point use 2 cups of water, But the other day, I just made a fresh batch of chicken stock that I canned up. So I've got 2 cups of chicken stock that we're going to cook this rice in. Just swish that around in there. And you can see that the nice little toasty bits of onion and whatnot are coming up to the top. All our flavors in there. So we'll just pop that in the rice cooker. Hit the plain white rice button and let it cook. And while that's finishing up, we're going to go back to the kofta and we'll get it rolled up into nice little sausages, and we're going to cook them off here right in the same pan. Try and save us a little bit of dish work. Okay, so I got that pork sausage back out of the fridge. We're going to use our hands here, and we're just going to form them into nice little sausage styles, chunks like that there. The way I portion it is I just use my fingers, and I just bring that middle index to it just touches the palm of my hand, and that gives me a nice little portion of sausage. Just roll that out so it's nice and even. A little bit too much in there. Make sure it's all stuck together, nice and uniform. I want to keep them all about the same size so that they cook evenly. That heating up a little bit. I'm going to grab some olive oil. So I'll put about a tablespoon and a half of olive oil in there. Get it warmed up. And we can take and lay out our kofta in that frying pan. A nice little sizzle going there. There we are. So at this point, we do want to cook these all through. So I'm going to just take them and slowly keep turning them, getting them a nice even crust on the outside. Make sure they're cooked through. Once we get this done, we're going to set them aside, let them cool completely. The rice, when it's finished, we're going to let it cool completely, and then we'll assemble everything together into our little takeaway containers. Once we get that ready for the freezer, all prepped up, ready to go on the road for our next trip. So let me get these all fried up. Okay, now we've got these koftas nicely cooked off. We're just going to set them onto a tray that I've lined with a piece of paper towel. And we're going to set them aside and let them cool completely. Then we'll wait for our rice, and we'll grab our freezer containers, get everything packed away so it's ready to go in the freezer. I'm also going to add a little bit of vegetable. I think I've got some green beans or something like that that we're going to add to the container as well. Something that'll cook off real easy in the microwave when you reheat these dishes in the hotel room or wherever you are. This also makes great meal prep for yourself if you're living alone like myself. When my partner's out on the road, having these freezer containers with these little meals in them help me too, because then I can actually pop something in the microwave for myself, and then I get to have a meal. Sometimes when you're alone, you know how you kind of just pick and graze, or at least I do. it's nice to have a meal sometimes that I can just pop in the microwave and in a few minutes there's something great to eat. So you can use this for home prep for yourself, use it for the travel methods that I use when I pack up meals for my husband. Your choice, but trust me, the recipes are delicious. I'm sure you're going to love it. So let's let these cool down and then we'll get them all packaged up and ready to go. Okay, so we get everything cooled down. The rice turned out beautiful. It's nice and fluffy. Look at that. We've got our koftas cooled down. We've got our smoked red pepper, roasted red pepper sauce ready to go. And I found some frozen green beans. The containers I'm going to use, these are a 1 liter size container. So let's start out by layering them up. We'll use 1 cup of rice on the bottom. Then we'll put in 3 of our little koftas, little sausages. We'll grab 1 of those flavor bombs, push that down in there. Then we'll grab us some green beans. And we'll put those right in beside the koftas like that. A few more. There we go. There's a nice portion. We pop the lid on there, and that's ready to go into the freezer. So when you get to your hotel room, all you have to do is take that out, throw it into the freezer. When you get to your hotel room, all you got to do is take that out and throw it into the microwave. Go for about 3, maybe 4 minutes, and you've got a nice hot meal ready to go. So I'll just finish putting the rest of these together, and then we'll come back and we'll show you how to do the freezer bag method. Okay, so we got the ones done for the microwave. Now let's throw together the freezer bag version with our pre-made frozen kofta. But in this one, instead of using rice, we're going to use orzo because a rice cooker isn't just for rice. So for the orzo, I'm going to put in a 1/2 cup of uncooked orzo. Put that right into the bag. Then we'll grab 1 of our little flavor bombs here with the roasted red pepper sauce. Put 1 of those in there. Then we'll get our frozen kofta. Just snap off some portions here. There's 2. Let's put in 4 pieces. And then let's mix in some mixed vegetables with this one here, basically because I'm out of green beans. And we'll go with 1/3 of a cup of frozen mixed vegetables. We got that into our freezer bag. Let's head on over to the vacuum sealer. There we go. All sealed up, ready to go into the freezer. So we have to remember to label the bags. Kofta. So for this one, because it's orzo, we need to add 3/4 cup of water. Pasta cooks off a little bit differently than what rice does. It absorbs a lot more water. So we need to add a little bit more extra water there. So we're going to add 3/4 of a cup of water to our half cup of orzo. So now we've reached the point in time in our video where we're going to cook off one of our portions. I got 3 vacuum sealed bags that I put into the freezer so they can go out on the road. And I just used a regular freezer bag here so I could show you how everything packs up, and we can get it into our rice cooker and cook it off, see what it looks like, see what it tastes like. That's even more important. So our little 6-cup rice cooker here, open up the freezer bag, dump everything inside. Take a little spoon, kind of make sure you bring up the meat portions, or the little koftas. Keep them up towards the top. Let that orzo settle down into the bottom. So it looks kind of like that. And to that, we're going to add 3/4 of a cup of water. Like that. Put the lid on. Plug in our little rice cooker. And hit cook. That's simple. Now we just wait about 20 minutes for that to finish off. So I'll be back when this is finished. We'll plate it up, see what it looks like, and give it a taste. Okay, so our rice cooker just hit, so it's finished cooking. Get that steam out of there. Woohoo! Oh, smells good. Get our little scoop here and mix this all up. Take a look at that, guys. Get this plated up here. Whoop, slide up, sliding away. Look at that orzo, perfectly cooked. Get our little pork koftas up here. Now, of course, these are going to look a little different than what the ones with the microwave were, where we pre-cooked them. We didn't get any of that nice grilling on there. However, these are still going to taste absolutely fantastic. We've got that nice little red pepper sauce mixed in there. So let's give her a taste. Let's try one of these koftas here. Mmm. Mmm. I taste all those herbs and spices in there. Now let's get into that orzo with some of that red pepper sauce on there. Mmm. Orzo is perfectly cooked. What a great combination. A little bit of mixed vegetable in there. It's a real hearty, real easy meal that you made yourself in a simple little rice cooker. This is such a versatile little machine, guys. Please give it a try. If you like the recipe, please give me a thumbs up, like and subscribe, and come on back, because I've got a lot more ideas. I got a lot more things happening. We're going to get some more video out there for you guys to enjoy. Thanks for stopping by, guys. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next video.